What's up, guys? Welcome back to Project Time Garage. This is our Ford F-100. It's a 1974 model, four-wheel drive, long bed with a 390 four-speed four-wheel drive. This is going to be our second installment of the series of making it less bad than it was. Today, it's Christmas for it in the form of some good used and a couple of new parts. First thing on the list here is a replacement drive shaft because, well, ours is bent. We also have a custom replacement seat in Ford blue. In one future video, we're going to hop over here to LMC truck and grab a replacement cover for that, fix that foam up and put it in there, because what I have in it now, these seats, which came out of a 2004 Ford F-150, I think. I got them because they had the integrated seat belts in them, and the seat I had was worse than trash, way worse than the one I just bought. But the seats are just too thick. They take up so much room right here that all the way back against the cab, you see how thick they are, which makes basically both passengers sit almost upright. So that's not going to work for me. Also snagged us a replacement fuel pump, so that'll get done on this episode. The goal for this episode is get a drive shaft in it, get it where it is capable of going up and down the road with no problems, get a fuel pump put in it, and maybe get it out and do a little bit of driving and just kind of see how it is. I'll still got to put insurance on it, but it's through Haggerty, so it's literally just get online and add the insurance. This thing's literally been off the road for 5 years, something like that. So high time we got it back up and going. Let's get to work. I guess the first thing we need to do is get it up in the air and play compare and contrast with the drive shaft, because there's some differences, and I hope we can take two and make one. This is the drive shaft in question. Specifically back here somewhere toward the back of it, I hit a rock and it's got a big dent in it. But I believe my problem here is I think the carrier is junk, and I think that's about it. Boy, there's no slip left in that, is there? That's pretty interesting. It's all the way collapsed. Huh, okay, well, gotta address that maybe. But anyway, yeah, this thing here just basically it wobbles. I ended up jacking the rear tires up and put it in gear, and you could physically see the drive shaft going loop, loop, loop. So that's the deal. I can hear the carrier screaming and squealing, so I know that's got to be replaced too. I guess it'll get a fresh set of U-joints while we're at it. Well, here's what I know for sure. This front shaft is way different than this front shaft. So obviously this front shaft was for a different transfer case maybe. But this rear shaft looks to be the same exact one. As a matter of fact. Yeah, that looks to be exactly the same. I just don't like the fact that thing has no slip left in it. I don't know why that is. I think what we'll do is let's go ahead and get this shaft taken apart and see if we can kind of maybe beat it apart here and just see what we've got. It's probably the best idea. You probably can't see this extremely well, but my dent is this line that goes right here. This whole thing is dented in right here. So that's the problem with that. Well, let's start by trying to get this carrier out of here, out of our way. Easier said than done. It's one of those that you have to pull the carrier apart first, just about. Let's move it over here to the advice. Uh-oh, lost that one. Measuring these crosses right at 3 inches. Same on this side. I've already measured the bearing caps. The caps are the same. So that tells me that the U-joints for both sides of this are the same. Next thing we gotta do is figure out what the part number is on these, make sure we can get the right ones. Because Ford evidently had at least 4 or 5 different variations of drive shafts and crosses and rear ends and transfer cases. I don't know why they overcomplicated things like that back in those days, but as it stands, if you go get a U-joint for a 74 Ford F-100 4-wheel drive, long bed, gray, they'll give you the wrong one 15 times in a row. They're like, well, does it have this many splines and this transfer case, or how many IDs for the OD? Yeah. So we're going to figure this out before we go. And as far as part numbers go, we have heavy duty on that side. Nothing on that side. But the bearing cap is stamped made in USA on both of them. Old car life, right? Under here just poking around some, and check out that U-joint there. I guess it's time to replace it. Also, check out this muffler. Remember last time I said it was backfiring really bad? Well, check this out. Check that out. Yeah, split wide open. Yeah, it was running bad. That's check out how I did that. That is a 2 into 1 into the single factory muffler all the way out to a single tailpipe. Man, it sounded so quiet. It sounded like a showroom new truck, but I think maybe the back pressure killed some power. We'll rectify that during this video series though. We'll do a couple of Flowmasters and maybe a couple 3-inch all the way back. Fix that. Let's get this trolley jack out of the way. That might help some. Well, at least these are nice and loose, or easy to break loose. It wasn't that long ago, mileage-wise, that I did this U-joint job, but the miles have been hard. Looks like this gasket here could stand to be replaced. Maybe we should be checking the pinion oil while we're in here, rear end oil while we're in here. Ratcheting hammer. Real hammer. Open-ended punch. Pro tip, if you misuse your tools a lot, you break a bunch of them, so you get them replaced and, they stay fresh. Well, I'm down to the carrier bearing, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's nice and quiet. It slips and it's rubber. I don't think that's anything right there. I think that's just the rubber isolation damper. But it's quiet. And this U-joint up here feels really, really good. It's fairly new too. Most of what's under here's got, I don't know, just a few thousand miles on it. Probably, I don't know, probably less than 10. Anyway, I drove it a lot, but it was local here. So I don't know. I think what I'm going to do is go to town. I'm going to get a replacement U-joint for here, a replacement U-joint for that end, and we'll try to stick that other U-joint in, or that other drive shaft in it, and see what it does. see if we get any love out of it or not. But as far as that carrier goes, I'm happy just to put that back in place and see what goes on. I don't know what the deal is with the whole no travel on the yoke though. That bothers me a little bit. We may have to investigate that just a little further. Open end wrenches, not box 10, not a ratchet, open end. I'm just about to grind this thing down to fit in there. I mean, it goes in some, but not in others. Like that one right there, it sort of goes in, but this one up here, not even close. Don't know why that is. And also I can get almost a quarter turn on it each time. But there's a special tool for this simple 1/2 inch bolt. Well, I think we also, while we're here, we're going to go ahead and put this fuel pump on it. I've got this electric pump on here, and it's all well, good and fine and all, but it's honestly, I believe these are quite a bit more reliable personally than the electric pumps ever were. So we're going to change it back out. A little bit of plumbing, a little bit of changing, a little bit of gnashing of teeth, screaming, crying, yelling, pissing and moaning. We'll have it done. All right, I guess I'll take our steering pump off just to make some room for myself. Especially since I'm gonna bend a little bit of line here. Well, you can see where I accidentally ran my oil line around this power steering pressure hose. That's pretty dumb. Have to rectify that. And I've got my hose here that went to my original pump. I just kind of cut it there because it was leaky. So what I'll do is take this hose and just run it right to it when I'm ready to put the new one back in. This is the point in the game where I start the truck back up, forgetting that thing is unhooked. Get everything on this side a nice coating of oil. All right, now, can I do that without destroying anything is the question. Ooh, easy there. Okay, how long does it take it to start? More importantly, will it start? So confident I'm gonna close the hood. What could go wrong? With all the U-joints and stuff kind of put back together, I think it's time to turn our attention toward this muffler. Because yeah, you know, it needs some help and all. Big thing is I'd like to be able to, you know, run it here in the garage some and, you know, do some testing and tuning and stuff, and it's freezing cold weather outside. And I have an exhaust hose that I can hook up and run out the door and run a vehicle in here, but this one here with that split muffler, no. Plus it sounds like a log truck. I don't really like that. So what I've done is I've gone and bought this. This is one of those El Cheapo mufflers from O'Reilly. And I already had some various lengths of pipe that I had left over from the Dodge V10 exhaust that I did. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to snip this muffler off, and we'll try to plug the hole with this other muffler. Kind of like Build-A-Bear Workshop, but with mufflers. I'm actually going to cut it back on this side of this joint, just in case, you know, just in case I can use this, you know, expanded pipe, you know, for a little bit more substance. Again, this is temporary, so it's not really going to matter here in about 3 months anyway. One. Oh, it's got a hanger on it, we're good. Had a hanger on it, was good. All right. Pretty much just connect the pieces, right? Will this just slide right up on here? Oh, I think it will. Will it clamp down? Right. I'm gonna speculate here with this piece of pipe. It's a pretty decent fit. It's not great, but I think it'll tighten down enough to get the job done. Oh yeah, I'm opening a custom exhaust shop for sure. It's gonna happen. So what I'm thinking is, I just take this pipe here and split it basically in half, and I'm thinking I should be able to take this and put it back here on this side. It should be the same, and then I can cut it out and just slip my muffler in it. That's good on paper. This is going to be a perfect cut. Told you. Oh yeah, this is gonna work great right here. And that will line right up, almost like it was meant to go there. Yeah. I'm gonna split it just a little bit more here. Let's try it like that. That should be better. Yep. Bad. Not bad, not bad, not bad. Not sure what year I started saving exhaust stuff, but I did. Every time I buy something that I end up not needing, I just throw it in the big pile of exhaust parts. So I should have enough clamps and these little clamp hanger things that I should be able to completely clamp this exhaust up. No problemo. Those are a little bit too big, but they fit better than the 2 1/4 ones do. 2 1/4 is just a little bit sloppy, and this is a little bit tight. Or this is a little bit sloppy. The 2 1/4 is a little bit tight. We'll see if they'll tighten down. If they don't, we'll change and do something else. Also, we're going to have one of these bad boys under it. Those hangers are not the best hangers in the world, but they'll get the job done for what we're working on here. Uh-oh. My tailpipe back there is a little bit droopy and sad. Don't need it to be plowing the dirt. Let's go about right there. Obviously, I'm not an exhaust guy because I missed something really basic. That's backward. Let's redo this. Reverse gears. That's kind of going to work, but again, this is not. This isn't going to the show this way. This is going to run me around as I test drive this truck. That's pretty much all it's got to do. Oh yeah, nice and tight. All right, custom exhaust. Now I just got to figure out how to tie this thing up here. Well, got us a very custom installated muffler. Custom installated. I'm not sure where I get this stuff. Anyway, she's pretty well custom installated. That if that looks like that's a solid mount up there, that's just your eyes. It's playing tricks on you. Nobody solid mounts mufflers. That's not how you do things. But I do notice that I have a brake cable here that is, oh look, it's already got a melty spot in it there. So I need to find a way to get that thing there tied over and get it off this exhaust, because all it's going to do is melt some more. So I'll do that. Then we'll start it up and we'll listen to it. Can't wait to hear what it sounds like. And the muffler clamp assortment thing, it pretty much lives to fight another day. Who's ready to hear it? I sure am. I have a rattle. But I honestly don't care. Like I said, it's just temporary. We're going to do the exhaust and we're going to do it properly. Actually, it sounds really pronounced on this side. I guess we probably should go take a ride in the thing, see how it does out on the road now that we've got a fuel pump, a drive shaft that desperately needs to be shortened, and a muffler and insurance. Of course, it's tagged antique, so yeah, let's go take it for a ride. Well, me and Nova decided to come to the store, get a little bit of fuel in the truck because it's always perpetually empty. Now it's pretty well full. Nothing leaked out. It made it to the store, so let's go take a ride home. Got a terrible wind whistle in this truck. Don't know where it's coming from, but man, is it whistling. Pretty concerned about my my cooling gauge, my coolant temp. It doesn't seem to want to work. I mean, it's off the needle, but just barely. I don't know. That's what I like about the torque. That was it right there, wasn't it? Ooh, that wasn't good. I just dropped something right out of gear. Don't know what. Let's see if we can get up here to this road. Any kind of luck. Because something just stripped. I heard it when it did. Not good. Right now I'm in four-wheel drive, just using the front tires to pull. Because I got an Amazon truck just right on my tail. Thanks, bud. All right, now let's see what's going on here. Two-wheel drive. Oh yeah, I have nothing. Wow. All right, so first test drive didn't go so good. Don't know what we broke, but we broke something. I guess that's why it's good to have a four-wheel drive, right? We'll just try to limp it along here and see if we can get it back to the house. Any kind of luck. What do you think of it, Nova? You don't like all this stuff, all this braking stuff? She's usually a good riding dog. Does a good job. She's a little apprehensive. I don't blame her, I'm a little apprehensive. But we got a ways to go when we get home. I don't know. But anyway, the next thing I was planning on doing to this truck was, you know, kind of working on that dent on the side, you know, getting some beautification took care of, but looks like now I get to do a few more things. I don't know what. I know it wasn't a drive shaft we lost because I'd hear it flopping around under there if it was. But if I put it in two-wheel drive, I have nothing. We heard just a little bitty like a gear strippy noise. That was it. Ooh, I just heard another terrible noise. I don't know what that was, but it sounded bad. It sounded bad. What's it gonna be? Should we do front wheel drive burnouts? No, we shouldn't. Something sounds really bad under there. Is it gonna work? Is it gonna get home? I don't know. But it sure sounds bad. Oh, oh. I lost an axle. That's what happened. If you don't believe me, look back there. That's what it was. Must have been a keeper. I'm going to try to, at the expense of everything, I'm going to try to get right up here and get it stopped. Well, that was eventful. I would have to say my test drive went not so well, as a matter of fact. I was riding along, heard kind of a funny noise there, and noticed that my tire and wheel started to try to pass me. Matter of fact, it wasn't just the tire and wheel, it was the whole tire, wheel, and axle assembly. There should be a TV show for this stuff when test drives go wrong. Anyway, got people coming. No, were you scared? Were you scared? Jump on me if you were scared. Yep, that seals it. She was scared. So, yeah, look, that's gas, because that side was sitting on the ground so much that it ran probably like $12.47 worth of gas out on the ground that I just bought. But anyway, the tire, you see the tire is back on there, but it's sticking out a little bit. So while the record driver was here, we went ahead and kind of lifted it up and got the axle set back in there a little bit, just so that it's sitting up on all its wheels and tires again. I won't lie, I will probably back it into the garage just like it is. I probably won't, probably won't care. But anyway, I don't know what all's wrong with it. We'll have to tear it down to a post-mortem at some point. Could be that we'll, get away with backer plate and, brake shoe hardware kit, a set of bearings. It could be that we put a rear end in the truck. We're probably gonna need an axle because that axle is pretty chewed up. And anyway, we'll do that on the next episode because this was getting kind of long. It's kind of cold outside, and tomorrow's New Year's Eve, so I'm done for the day, guys. Hey, I appreciate you riding along with me. Appreciate you being on this video. I guess I'm glad we got some excitement out of this. Although I don't like all my test drives to be this exciting, I gotta say. Anyway, guys, appreciate it. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, tell all your friends about us. I'll see you next time.